Paul will use the language of labor pain to highlight that for Christians, we groan in expectation because we are waiting for God's new world to be born. But the rest of creation groans because of the suffering we live with. It doesn't take much to imagine what that might look like. I mean, from Paul's day to now, there's been countless sorrow. We live in a world full of issues and perplexities, wars, corruptions, geopolitical issues, a refugee crisis, our own local issues here in Kansas City. Even this week, our nation grieves violence and loss, and to keep up with it just feels exhausting. And Paul gives language to this exhaustion when he uses the language of the Exodus, and he says, all of creation, we included, are groaning in expectation. But don't miss that Paul places us, followers of Jesus, at the heart of this pain. In verse 23, Paul writes that not only is the world groaning, but we too who have the first fruits of the Spirit groan as well with the world. A few years ago, New Testament scholar N.T. Wright wrote an entire book just on this chapter of Romans. It was really intense, but also really helpful, and in it he argues that Paul's point here is that our vocation as Christians, how you and I are meant to show up in the world, at work, to our neighbors, to our family, is to be in the places of the world's pain. There have been intercessors and mediators all across God's story, but now it is those of us who call Christ Lord who are called to intercede on behalf of the world, to be near those places of pain. Wright puts it like this: when Jesus breathed his Spirit on his followers, he said, "As the Father sent me, so I send you." And where had the Father sent him? To the place where the world was in direst pain, so that he could take it upon himself. Our vocation by the Spirit places us right now where the world is in pain, so that, as Paul is about to say, we can be in prayer right there.